What's going on, everybody? Deacon here, and this video was supposed to come out last week, but unfortunately I ran into some technical difficulties because my audio was all jacked up. I tried to record it so many times I said, you know what, forget it. But getting straight to the point, where do we draw the line, or where's the middle line where we try to determine the difference between somebody who just grew and matured opposed to somebody who just plain out went left and forgot where they came from? And the reason why I asked that question because it's something that happened last week, and that's Chris Brown had gotten into some trouble again, only to find out later on that the allegations against him weren't true. Before the truth came out and the facts came out, Eve, who was, a rapper, I'm trying to remember, I wanted to say former because I think her last album came out in 2013, but the rapper Eve, she's now on the talk show The Talk, and she made some comments that you could tell the situation was kind of personal, not towards Chris Brown, but just something that she probably experienced, so she wanted to speak on it. But later kind of tried to cover it up by saying, but of course we don't know all the facts and hopefully this isn't true, only for after when it came out. She made kind of an apology, but then turned around and then kind of tweeted after she watched and saw the comments were kind of harsh and apologized to Chris Brown. But that's not the main thing I wanted to talk about. The main thing I wanted to talk about was a lot of the comments that people were making about her on Twitter when she made her first initial statements on the talk show. And primarily because people were saying things like, oh, since she married this billionaire, she didn't forget where she came from. She forgot who she used to be. So they mentioned like a occupation she used to do back in the day, even before she became a rapper. And I was just thinking to myself, like, man. Now, for me personally, I didn't try to correlate what she said on the talk show, what things that she used to do and where she is now. But it did make me think about asking this question, because we all do know somebody who either fits on one end of the spectrum or the other, or both. Because see, for me, I've known people that, in high school, they really weren't doing much, not really even coming to class, didn't seem like they cared too much, that now as we are older, you see that they've either gotten jobs where they're taking care of their responsibilities, or even more, they done got their master's degree. And it makes you proud of them a little bit to say to yourself that, man, they went from, not caring in school at all to whatever that thing that happened, that turning point in their life made them grow to a point that it's like they got their master's degree. But then on the other side, you have some people that once they reach a certain position, status, or salary, that they act like they don't know who you are. And then they technically did forget where they come from. Not being that down-to-earth person that they seem like they could be relatable, but now feel like that because they're around a new group of people and they're at a new position, that's how they should treat and how they should act, not realizing that if they were to lose that salary, lose that position, then those people and those perks that were with it will be gone just as well. And you kind of come back to reality per se. But the interesting thing about it, and the reason why I asked about the line, is because sometimes people will tell you that you forgot where you came from, or oh, you too good, or so on and so forth, just because you've grown and matured and there's certain things you just can't engage in anymore because of the responsibilities that you have. Maybe you used to be the drinker, the smoker that used to wild out of the parties. Now that you've grown and matured, you're still the life of the party. You just can't party the way that you used to because of too many things that you have going for you that can hinder or ruin those things. Because maybe now it's not just all about you anymore, as I mentioned before, with the responsibilities. So sometimes people will say that this person done forgot who they are, when it's not that. It's just they grown and matured, or the people who, they used to hang out with, they didn't grow and mature. That's why I love the saying that growing old is inevitable, but growing up is optional. Sometimes some people just don't grow up because, you would think that when you hit 30, 40, 50, 60, that you would mature and get wiser, but you've been on this earth long enough, you find out that that's not always the case. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you know people who have just grown and matured, and do you know some people who they just got to a point of position that they just seem like they're just too good for people now, or you have to have a certain status or position to even associate with them anymore? Or better yet, are you either one of those people? Let me know in the comment section below. Me, myself, I can honestly say that I'm that person that just grown and matured, because there aren't too many people who know me from my past who would say that I'm just a completely different person. It's just I grew up. But like I said, that's all I have for you all. So as always, be wise. And until I see you all next time, have a great day.